Hey Omies, I'm Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. This is a 20-minute class I call Foundation Flow. Really, we're going to work on the foundation of your feet, what's happening in your feet. And we're just going to use that to help guide us through this flow. It goes by pretty quickly because it's 20 minutes, in and out. So, ready? Unroll your mat, stand up, and I'll meet you there in about 5 seconds. Alright, well we've just got a short amount of time, so let's get started. Please stand at the top of your mat. We're going to get right into it, and Surya Namaskar A is going to be our warm-up. Stretch your arms up overhead. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, stay here. Push down through your toes, push down through your feet, stretch up through your fingers. Fold forward and touch the ground. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to so you can touch the ground. Stretch your head down toward your feet. Get long through your spine. And then come up Ardha Uttanasana. Keep that long spine. Straighten your arms. Lift your chest. Stay here. Get longer in your spine. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Look at your feet. Since we're here, look at your feet. Make your feet parallel to each other. So it's roughly your second toe pointing straight ahead. And then step back to plank pose, Palakasana. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, push through your hands, and then bend your elbows, Chaturanga. You can always bring your knees to the ground if you need to. Untuck your toes, place your feet flat, up dog. Slide your hips forward, slide your chest forward and up. Stretch back through your big toes. Tuck your toes, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ooh, I went for a long walk before teaching this class. I can really feel my calves here. So let's walk the dog. Straighten your right leg, bend your left knee. Stretch your right heel back and down by lifting up through your hip. I'll give you a nice calf stretch, Stephen, and everybody. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. Stretch your left heel back and down to help with that lift up through your left hip. And then both knees bent, look forward, and walk forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Come up on your fingertips, straighten your arms, lift your chest, and fold forward, Uttanasana. Exhale, stretch your spine long and stand up. Reach up, inhale. Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your arms to your sides, Tadasana. Surya Namaskar A again. Inhale, reach up. This time we'll flow through it. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Look at your feet, make them parallel. Come up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Step it back to plank pose or float to Chaturanga. Bend your elbows and lower Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Stretch back through your big toes. Tuck your toes. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale. 3 breaths here. Exhale. Inhale, look at your feet. Make your feet parallel to each other and exhale. It's roughly so that you can't see your heels. Inhale. Bend your knees, lift your heels. Exhale, look forward. Stop looking at your feet and walk forward or float forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Come up on your fingertips, lift your chest. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Stand up, reach up. Inhale. Bring your arms to your sides, Tadasana. Exhale. One more Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Make your way to Chaturanga. You can walk or float to Chaturanga. And then curl up. Upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look at your feet. If you need to, adjust so that your feet are parallel and exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, and walk or float. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Push down through your feet, stand up and reach up. Inhale. Bring your arms to your sides, Tadasana. Exhale. Bring your feet together. Stretch your arms up overhead. Bring your hands together in prayer. Bring your arms behind your ears and squeeze the back of your head. Going into a side bend to the left in Dullasana. Side bend to the left.
shorten your left side. So I want you to think about getting your left side shorter because it's going to help activate those muscles because we're going to want them for the next pose. So we've moved into a new little sequence. First pose is side bend to the left in Dullasana. Second pose is Uttanasana Palangustasana with your right hand, right foot. You can go there if you know it. Come up. Stretch your left arm out to the side. Lift your right knee. Grab your right big toe with your peace fingers. Wrap your thumb around your toe. Tuck your right arm into your right leg and open your right knee out to the side. Think about your standing leg. Think about your left foot. Push it down evenly into the ground. I'm going to focus mostly on our foundation as we move through this. If straightening your right leg is part of your practice, you can work towards that or to that for full Uttanasana Palangustasana. Next pose is a lunge. Bend into your right knee. Let go of your right leg and float it back behind you. Touch down, come into a lunge. Work to have your left knee over your left ankle. Nice. Step back to plank pose. Bend your elbows and lower. Uttanasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale and exhale. With your breath out, walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Step your right leg back, same side for the lunge. Inhale, look forward. And exhale. Lift your torso, stretch your arms up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Hold your right wrist with your left hand and stretch up. Exhale. Side bend to the left. Inhale. Exhale, come back to crescent lunge. Stretch your arms up. Bend your right knee. You're going to stretch your right leg out in front of you. Inhale, dream big. Utthita Ekapadasana. Step your right leg forward. Lift your knee as high as your hip. See what happens. Work to straighten your right leg out in front of you. Tadasana. Shake it off, asana. And let's see if I can remember what we did there when we get to the second side. Bring your feet together. I know we start here with Dullasana. Stretch your arms up. Bring your hands together, arms behind your head. Squeeze the back of your head, side bend to the right. Activate your right side. It's going to help stabilize your next pose. The other thing that's going to help stabilize Stephen's next pose if I move away from the wall a little. Inhale, come up to center, take your right arm out to the side, lift your left knee, grab your big toe. Touch your arm and leg into each other, look down at your right foot. Make sure that your second toe is straight ahead, so foot parallel to the long edge of your mat. Adjust if you need to. Spread your toes, look forward. If you want to lift your left heel and maybe straighten your left leg, if that's in your practice, you can go for that. Push down through your right foot, your standing foot. Really engage it. Lunge. Carefully release your left leg, float it back, touch down, look forward. Step back to plank pose and lower Chaturanga. Inhale, curl up, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at your feet, make your feet parallel to each other. Step your right leg forward for a lunge. Lift your torso, stretch your arms up. Hold your left wrist with your right hand, stretch up, side bend to the right this time. So I call this one crescent, crescent. Now you gotta watch out for your puja. You gotta watch out for whatever's in front of you. Come up to center. Remember, you're going to step your left leg forward. Start with lifting your knee. Step your left knee forward. Lift your knee as high as your hip. Do your best. See what happens. Straighten your left leg out in front of you. Lift your left heel as high as your hip if possible. Do your best. Lift through your left knee. Lift through the top of your left leg. Tadasana. Cool. Wasn't that fun? I know. How did we get there so fast? Let's see what happens. We're going to do it again. Flow through it. Stretch your arms up. Inhale. Side bend to the left. Exhale.
Inhale, come up to center. Lift your right knee and exhale, open your pose to wherever you're going, extended hand to foot. Inhale, step it back to lunge. And exhale, step it back to plank and lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward, lift your torso. Inhale, stretch your arms up, crescent lunge. Hold your right wrist and exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Step your right leg forward, lift your right knee. Stretch your right arm back, hold outside your right knee with your left hand. Oh, and now twist over your right shoulder. Straighten your right leg out in front of you if you want. For full Parivrtta Hasta Padangustasana. Try saying that while holding the pose. And Tadasana. Bring your feet together. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. Exhale, find your pose. Inhale, step your left leg back, come to the lunge. And exhale, step back to plank and lower Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, lift your torso, come up, stretch your arms up. Inhale, hold your left wrist with your right hand, and exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Step your left knee up and forward, hold outside your left knee with your right hand, stretch your left arm back behind you. You can straighten your left leg out in front of you if that's available. Hold the outside of your left foot, and maybe twist and look over your left shoulder. Whoa, maybe not. Tadasana. Let it go. Shake it off. Cool. Stand on the top of your mat. Stretch your arms up overhead. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet. Turn your heels in and come into a squat. Take your feet as wide as you need to so that you can have your feet flat on the ground. If you can have your feet together here, feet flat, you may do that. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Malasana. So even though we've turned our feet out, we want to still keep them active evenly. So through the inner edge of your big toe, or through the big toe, and where the big toe comes in, I like saying big toe, where it comes into your foot, where your baby toe comes into your foot, the mounds of those toes, push them down, push your inner heel down, push your outer heel down, squeeze your legs into your arms, lift through your chest. It all starts there in your feet. Your feet have to stay active when you start to fly. Bring your hands to the ground, lift your butt up, lift your heels up, and lean forward, pushing your legs onto the backs of your arms. Lean forward more. Roll right up onto your big toenails. Push through your hands. Keep your toes active. Keep your feet active. Bend your knees and see if you can get your feet to touch. Bring your feet together. Squeeze them together. Hold for 3. Kakasana, 2. 1, bring your feet down, come back to the squat, Malasana. And sit down. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Give your legs a little shake. Fun times, right? It flies by when we're just doing a short class, but I hope you have enjoyed this. We still have a little bit more to do just to cool us down, to twist us. Cross your right leg over your left. Place your right foot outside your left thigh. Take your right hand back behind you, stretch your left arm up, look forward, and then twist. Touch your left arm onto your right leg. Roll your shoulders back, sit up tall. Steady your breath. Roll your shoulders back. Push down through your right foot. Engage your left foot and spread your toes on your left foot. So I call this one Ardha Matsyendrasana because we kept the bottom leg straight.
So it's a modification of another pose. Ardha Matsyendrasana, untwist. Don't know why you need to know that, you probably don't. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. Cross your left leg over your right. Place your left foot flat on the ground outside your right thigh. Take your left fingertips back behind you. Stretch your right arm up, look forward, and twist to the left. Touch your right arm onto your left leg. Push down with your left foot. Engage your your right foot and your right toes. Spread them and twist. Roll your shoulders back. Sit up tall. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Ardha means half. That's half. If I knew the name for a quarter, I could probably use that. Probably do know that word. Think about that and get back to you. Untwist. Stretch your legs out in front of you, and then swing your legs around and sit on your heels for Vajrasana. Interlace your fingers behind you, roll your shoulders back, turn your upper arms out, lift your hands. Oh, this feels good in my feet. Spread your toes and push down through your toes. Oh. Did I mention I went for a walk before class? Yeah, I can feel it. I guess I did a lot of hills. Really turn your upper arms out. And then release your hands. Swing your feet around again. Come onto your back. Bend your knees. Place your feet on the ground for a bridge pose. Set up with your feet about hip distance, about one hand distance away from your hips. Feet hip distance apart from each other. Bend your elbows, push your upper arms down, push your feet down. Think about your feet. Make them parallel to each other, even though you can't see them. Root down through the four corners of your feet evenly. Bring your lower back to the ground. So tuck your tailbone underneath you and then keep going. Lift your hips up. Like you're rolling your butt underneath you, lift up. And then underneath your lower back, take your hands, interlace your fingers, walk your shoulders in. Don't just walk your shoulders in. Turn your upper arms out so your shoulders go towards each other. Push through your upper arms, push through your feet, push through your hands. Lift your butt up. Lift your butt up, lift your chest away from your shoulders towards your chin. And breathe. Really active. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana so you can really appreciate your Shavasana. Release your hands, release your butt, stretch your legs out. Shavasana. Lie down. Close your eyes. Turn your palms up at your sides. Relax. Rest your legs, let them turn out. Close your eyes, go inside. Just be. Start to deepen your breath. Move a little. Bend your knees when you're ready. Turn onto your side and make your way up to seated. When you come up to seated, sit up tall with your eyes closed, if that is comforting for you. Bring your hands in front of your heart in the prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Just make a little prayer to yourself, a little thank you to yourself.
for setting aside this 20 minutes to practice on yourself, to practice on your foundation, and to remember that you have the ability to come back to that focus of the basics, of really grounding yourself, rooting yourself in the very simple things like, what are my feet doing? It's going to help you find your grounding when you start to feel like maybe you're floating away. I hope this has helped you. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope that this really helped you just get into your flow, get a little bit of yoga in, and gave you something to focus on while we were doing that. Thanks for practicing. If you liked class, please click the thumbs up underneath the video to like it, because that helps other people see it. And if you'd like to do another class with me in the future, here's another one of my classes you can click on, add it to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do. Please just click my picture over there, subscribe, and when you see a little bell icon, click that. You'll get notifications when I post new classes. Thanks, OMies. See you soon.